Hello, and welcome to CHUB Cast, where we review 2 albums an episode spanning across a multitude of genres, with your hosts.
My name is Zach Smith,
and I'm the bassist.
And I'm Ben, and I'm the vocalist.
The one who plays the guitar is me, Greg.
I'm Kyle, and I hit stuff with sticks.
All the way from Brighton, UK, combined, we make up the band CHUB. I hope you enjoy the podcast.
Good day, and welcome to CHUBcast episode 25. In this episode, we are discussing Ripe and their album Joy in the Wild Unknown, and Killswitch Engage's As Daylight Dies, alongside some singles: Judas Priest's Painkiller and Out of Touch by, I've written Hall & Oates, but that's their surnames in it. What's their full names?
So I found out from the wiki today that they go by John Hall and Alan Oates or something.
Alan Oates.
It's not Alan, it's something else.
So much worse than just Hall & Oates.
In the States, they go by, it's Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Daryl. Daryl.
Hall & Oates sounds way better.
Yeah, they're Hall & Oates all over the rest of the world, but they're Daryl Hall and John Oates in the US. I bet there's probably some weird shit to do with copyright or something involved there.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Somebody else patented the name Hall & Oates first, and they were like, fuck!
Yeah.
Either we sue them or we just change it.
But yeah,
No.
that's what we're talking about. We've got music, by the way, music on this YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, go to Chub the Band at YouTube if you're not, or we're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google, Pandora, all the good ones. And
we're on fucking TikTok, boys.
We are on TikTok.
New wasted
Instagram stories.
TikTok dance trending now.
Yeah. It's a doozy. It's very dad dancing, but we need to do that actually. Just do a dad dance, put like some 70s punk there, like
Do our fucking cameo dance.
Oh, we could do the NPC. Do the NPC. That was the dance I always did at Cameo, where you just it's when you in a JRPG, for example, they'll kind of stand there doing this. They'll be like,
the ready stance.
It's your idle combat animation.
yeah. That's what I did in a Cameo when I was 18. Don't know why I didn't get laid, but let's go. Anyway, we've got Ripe for you now. Greg,
It is right.
take us away.
The time is ripe.
It's right.
Please, God!
Oh, boys.
Honestly, I'd like to say we fucking did it, boys. Episode 25. I didn't even think about that until Zach said it just now.
Yeah,
We made it.
a
The big leagues
quarter of the
officially.
way there.
Yeah. And when we
It's
get
a
to
what?
100, it will be 1/5 of the way to the next one. Podcast forever.
Yeah, we're a fifth of the way there.
Oh, yeah.
The old people's home.
Halfway to the grave. Let's fucking go.
I think that Little Uzi album was fantastic.
His 95th.
His 95th album. I remember when Royal Republic were new. I can't believe they
broke my
bought
hip
that
dancing
bomb
to them.
site. I don't know. It's like the first thing that came to me, like Royal Republic, this just in, buys bomb manufacturing factory in like 2050.
Royal Republic.
In the dystopian future.
They are their own actual republic.
Yeah.
They're like the North Korea of like rock music.
Of bands, yeah.
Anyway, I like how we managed to go on a
Anyway.
tangent in the intro. This is a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's also another band that I picked for this week, which we're supposed to be talking about, called Ripe. They are Boston-based musician trio. No, not trio. Sorry, I was going to say troupe. I think there's 7 of them.
No.
You've got a trumpet, a trombone, a guitar, a bass, a singer, a drums, and another guitar, I think.
Go on.
Damn.
yeah, they're a jazzy group of lads, funky boys, and they're having a good time. They're experiencing they're just having some joy in the wild unknown, as the title of this album would suggest. Love and life, and I hope you guys loved life while listening to them. I'll pick on Ben because he's looking at his phone.
No, I was looking at my notes, you bitch.
Yeah, I
mean,
see you on
glad-
Facebook.
Sorry,
I'm glad you picked me because I'm looking at my notes, you bitch.
Let me just quickly reply to Sean.
Quiet now. I'm doing CHUBcast. So this album, I had a lot of fun with this album. To be fair, I literally went into the first song, literally just clicking my fingers, and I was just like, ooh, that's funky.
He was vibing.
I was vibing IRL. Like, whilst Carl was walking past me, I'd just be like, ooh, shit. It was just really nice and funky, and it had a lot of trumpets, which I love. I don't know why. Like, brass instruments are just the shit.
They're the sassiest instruments. There's just something like they have the most attitude, I think. Like, out of all the instruments.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they're just in your face, and they're almost obnoxious in a way. But like, I kind of like that. Like, where it's just like, listen to me now. I'm at the forefront. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay. I will listen. Thank you.
The trumpet is the guitar of the brass world.
It is. Yeah.
A good trumpet solo goes a long way.
But then the sax is like the sexy bass solo from like the sensual jazz man.
And then the kazoo is we don't talk about the kazoo.
The kazoo is the ginger stepson screeching it in the background. You're not my real dad!
Yeah, and as he says dad, his voice breaks, so the stepdad can't take him seriously.
Thank fuck for that, son.
The kazoo is the disabled toilets in the downtown pub. It's just not.
It's the disabled toilets at the bottom of the barrel.
Anyway, yeah. So Little Lighter started with it slapped, it banged, it came straight in, and I was just like, okay, this is setting a good tone.
I love the bass in that song.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think all the bass lines and the trumpet lines were all pretty good in this. Like, every time I felt like it was funking out was pretty much for the majority of this album, which I really appreciated. Because I was just like, like, at the end of the day, like, did I necessarily remember all of the lyrics and all of the lyricism in the singing? Not particularly, but I just remember having a great time and funking out and just being like, ooh, just being moved, being grooved. I definitely think that I don't know if you guys feel the same, but sort of around the kind of middle-ish section of the album, I was kind of like more maybe mid to mid-late. I was kind of like losing it a little bit. But then, like, I feel like with songs like Ladies Night, Pedro, and X Life, like right at the end, it kicked back up again. So I thought that was quite good. But for the
I had the exact same experience. I feel like the first 5 songs are sick, and then it has a bit, and then for me it was Beta Male that came in, and then the rest was back to I think there are some songs on here that were slightly fillery that kind of probably could have been cut.
For me, like, I don't know if it was the fact. I think I need to like listen to the songs like individually again, because like I think by that point of the album, like it's a little bit samey. So I wasn't sure if it was that the middle songs were weaker or if it was that they were just similar to the previous ones. I think like by their own, they'd probably be better. I think
having listened through the whole album like loads of times, in my opinion, I agree with Ben Zach that like there's a bit of a lull, and maybe not. I wouldn't say they're like worse, but they're lower energy. The middle of the album.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad. I think it was just low energy. Like, where the songs are like slightly slightly more mellow. I mean, even Stanky. Like, although by the way, I fucking love that song name. The song itself was okay, but the name, when I just read it, I was like, this is Stanky. And then when Passerby comes on, that's kind of a little bit more like, a bit more mellow. So I think yeah, it kind of dropped in interest a slightly bit there, and then it kind of kicked back in towards the latter part of the album. But I guess any pretty good album can kind of does similar sort of things where it kind of, it's a bit of a roller coaster, lets you go like ooh, oh, ooh. So yeah, that's all I've got to say so far. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, so for me, it was a bit of an odd one for me because I got like I finished Downward and I was like in a really weird state of mind about it because I was like, I feel like I should like this more than I am. And I don't know if it was like, because I listened to it today, I don't know if it was because of like the mood I was in or whatever, but I was like, for some reason, this just isn't jumping out at me as much as I think it should, because I love some like funky, groovy, bassy boys. It's nice and upbeat and fun. But for some reason, it just wasn't doing it for me. And I think I
was expecting you especially to like it because I was thinking what to compare it to, and probably the most comparable thing that we've talked about is like Wolfpack, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure, it is quite Wolfpacky. But the thing is, like, and I think that the main reason I put in my notes, I think this album kind of suffers from a bit of a weird mix as well as some of the previous ones we've done. I feel like with funk specifically, like the bass lines were really good, but they were kind of lost in the mix. And for like this kind of music, I feel like the bass line needs to be like way up there to really make it pop. Like the vocals and the trumpets were really, really far forwards in the mix. And that kind of gave it more of like a poppy vibe to me. And I might get crucified for saying this. This is my hot take of the episode, but it reminded me most of Maroon 5's first album, which look, I knew you were going to grimace at that, right? But that album fucking slaps. I'm sorry, but that album is really fucking good.
I get what you mean.
That's an even hotter take.
It's really not, honestly. Go listen to it. It's good. It's the one with
Maybe that's a CHUBcast.
No, I don't want to do that. But I wouldn't go that
pleasure
way.
Episodes.
It is really a guilty pleasure, but it's one of those things I haven't listened to it for so long. It might be shit, But like, it's the one with "This Love," which is a good song.
I feel like music's not like that though. I feel like if you go back to a PS1 game, it can be shit. But I feel like if you go back to old music you used to like, you probably do still like it. I bet.
It depends.
Yeah,
it depends.
It was a teenage phase. Maybe not.
I feel like maybe that's just me because I go back to old like glam that I used to listen to, or like even beyond that emo shit, and I still love it. So
yeah, I think a lot of it you can carry through with either nostalgia or the fact that it is actually still genuinely good. But I have had it before where I've been like, man, I love this band, they're so good, and I go to listen to them and I'm like, oh, they're actually not good at all, sort of thing. It's really
no, okay, that's just a me thing.
I never really have that with like oh, they're shit, but I kind of look back at it and I'm like,
yeah. No.
It's a bit of a meh reaction. Like my biggest one is the Smiths. Like I don't listen to the Smiths anymore at all nowadays. Just
you listen to like so much shoegaze and stuff. That's what I mean. Like you kind of expand your palette and you go back to it and you're like, oh, okay, it's actually not that special.
Exactly.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that. I think I got the same feeling with I don't know, like Blackwell Brides or something.
Yeah, like Apex. I mean, you said when you listened to Apex, you were like, "Oh, I've listened to so much power metal that it's just another power metal album."
Yeah, but that's kind of the other end of the.
I get, yeah, you listen to a new one, and so I get what you mean. It's like the opposite sort of thing, I guess. But yeah, I did really like Little Lighter. And I thought that the breakdown in Passerby was fucking sick, with the like sort of little trumpet solo and like the bass licks and stuff. But like, I think about halfway through the album, I got pretty bored, and I was like not paying that much attention. Like I was trying to, but I was also like pretty mashed potato brain after work. So no, it was all right. It was okay, but I think like, I need to give it another chance. And I also didn't watch if they have any music videos or anything.
I didn't see any music videos.
These guys would be really fun live. for sure.
Yeah, I watched some live stuff. Like they're very energetic on the stage, and the singer's really funny. He's like doing all this dancing and shit while he's doing the singing, and he really vibes out, like changing
He's
up
doing the chub.
ways. And, yeah, I think they'd be really sick live. I don't know if they have music videos, but they got a lot of live sets.
I'd definitely go see these guys live.
Great.
That's a vibe.
One recommendation I'd give Greg, if you like this band and obviously recommended them, listen to a band called Red Rum Club. They are essentially like pretty much like these guys, but like imagine like a bit more slightly more indie in a way. Okay. So like less towards the punky, the poppy side, more towards the slightly indie rock side, but it still has like that funky kind of like trumpets and jazzy kind of like influence. The singer's voice is super similar as well, and yeah, I reckon you'll really like them.
Nice, yeah, I'll give them a listen. So yeah, I like all this type of stuff. Like they reminded me a lot of Wolfpack, who I really got on with when Carl recommended them. Also Snarky Puppy, who I know Carl's listened to, but I don't know if you guys have listened to any Snarky Puppy.
I don't think I have, no.
One of these days I'll do a Snarky Puppy album on here.
Oh, they're so good.
They are very...
The one that jumped to mind.
There's like 20 people in Snarky Puppy, aren't there?
20? Fuck.
There's more than that. Snarky Puppy is like a collective of like... Well, I think their like core group is like 20, but they get in like different musicians for every album and like every show.
Like an orchestra or something?
It's kind of like a jazz orchestra almost, yeah.
Yeah, they're all about improvisation. So like, even all their songs are basically improvised. Like the bass player, Mike League, is like their songwriter. So he'll have like the main bones of a song, but then like it will just have keyboard solo. And they will just get in these insanely talented keyboard players who just go ape shit on it, and it will be different every time. And like all of their albums are recorded live with like an audience with headphones on in the studio listening to it and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Who did they remind you of, Zach? Sorry, I cut you off.
I wrote down, this is like Real Big Fish's dad.
it was kind of scarry in places.
It reminded me of Scar the most. I wrote down like because it reminded me, Claire, of have you guys ever seen La La Land?
No.
Oh, I haven't. I heard it's good though.
Yeah, it is good. But there's Ryan Gosling's character joins a jazz band, but they play kind of jazz like this, but he wants to play more traditional jazz. So that kind of got me thinking that this is kind of like post jazz, where it's like an evolution of jazz, where it's taken it. You got the original jazz, and then that evolved out into funk and ska and loads of other shit. And then now those things they evolved into are now influencing jazz again. And this is what you've got from that, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Post-jazz.
Cool. Post-jazz.
But yeah, it kind of reminded...
Anything with post before it sounds really cool.
Well, adding post to me just means it's just the next gen of that genre.
It literally is, yeah.
Like, I don't know how old this band are.
Pretentious anything. To me, post-jazz would be an incomprehensible mess. Because post-punk is basically just smarmy punk, right? And like post-rock is just like
Ben's face.
Post-punk is just kind of shit, isn't it, Ben? You know,
it's just sort of for dickheads, like.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right, guys.
No, I can't even say that. Like, I'm slowly getting into post-punk, and it's all because of idols.
Hey.
Well, you loved Vaccines. They were considered post-punk.
Yeah.
They were a gateway as well.
He's been poisoning your mind all these years.
It was Model Village. It got in my head, and I was like, I have to listen to this song. I don't know where it came from, but it just got back into my head. And you know, when you get into one song from a band, and then you just listen to that one song for ages, and then you eventually branch out. That's kind of what happened with me and Idols.
Yeah, it was exactly the same with me when I was going out with Kitty, and at first I was like, this band kind of sucks. I don't know why she likes them. And then literally like it must have been like a month or 2 months later, I was like, oh my god, I love them. I was like, how does it go from one end to the other? It's so weird.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, it's like I know this is tangent, but this will be quick. It's like Auntie Donna. I watched Auntie Donna on Tomska's channel 4 months ago when they were advertising their Netflix show, and I thought they were fucking shit. I was like, this ain't funny. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But then you guys recommended it to me, and then Claire watched it, and now I'm like fucking hyper fixated on them. So it just goes to show. You don't judge books by its covers, I suppose.
The first time we watched Auntie Donna, I was like, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, my brain, I feel like I'm on drugs. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, can we turn this off for a bit so I can get my mind back? And like now, I'm just like, this is amazing. So
it's a grower. It's a grower. We all love growers. Maybe we'll be growers to some people.
I mean, I am a grower.
Yeah, I am a grower to Claire. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to talk about Ripe. The bass is great. The first thing that it like just slaps you in the face in Little Lighter, and I was just like, okay, this is going to be good. I enjoyed this. I slapped on the first 5 songs of the album, and then, like I say, it went downhill for me. But I think that might have just been because it was getting a bit, I don't want to say stale, because it wasn't getting stale, but this is such a shuffle band for me. Like, I could put this entire album into my bangers, and any song that will come on, I'll enjoy it. But it turns out I'm not too keen on listening to all 12 songs in a row. But I also acknowledged that.
No, I think that's fair. I pretty much say the same thing to a degree.
Yeah.
Like,
and as Kyle said, Passerby had a great drop thing. And I don't remember that song, so it just proves to me that, you know, more chances, good stuff. I enjoyed Beta Male though. I don't know why, but that one really just popped. It just fucking stood out, and it was great.
Yeah, that had some spicy memes in it.
I think it's because it was faster, the first fast one for a little while, but that was really good. But yeah, like I say, it reminded me of Scar, Real Big Fish's dad. There were also Mumford and Sons elements in places too. There were elements where it went a bit slow, and you just had a folk kind of acoustic guitar in the background, and his voice just really sounded like Mumford and Sons. But so I really liked that because I like Mumford and Sons. But yeah,
you'll never listen to Mumford and Sons.
Well, they're like if you listen to the hits, I only know the hits. So.
They're kind of like folk pop, right?
Yeah, well, I'd say they're just folk. They just exploded for some reason. There's nothing real poppy about them. They're just folk. I think it's because they're kind of indie as well.
Instrument, are they?
Sorry?
Who's that ginger woman with the glove? Am I thinking of a totally different band?
Sounds like a porno, but
it's like she invented this weird synth instrument where it's all hand motions. I can't remember.
It's not Mumford and Sons. Mumford and Sons is very banjos and acoustic guitars.
Oh no, I'm thinking of someone entirely different.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of?
I've never heard of that. It sounds cool though. No, it's a ginger chick, right?
I think it's Imogen Heap.
Oh, Imogen Heap.
I don't know why the hell I got them confused with them. I've never listened to either one. I just knew something about a glove, and I was like, I think it's
they're called Mimu gloves.
It's not like Spinal Tap's album, Sniff the Glove. But no, I really thoroughly I enjoyed this. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to bung them all on my shuffle. On my bangers. Because every song that comes up I will enjoy. It's just listening to them all consecutively, I was a bit jazzed out.
To be fair, you have to really like an album to like enjoy it the entire way through.
I just say Claire hated it. She was sitting there. She must have been in a bad mood, but she was sitting there while I was listening to it. She was like, "It's too happy. It's too fucking happy. I want to kill someone. It's making me mad."
It's like the complete opposite of what this kind of thing is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Ripe are like, enjoy life, like joy in the world. No, she's like,
Claire's like, don't tell me what to do.
She then puts on Cannibal Corpse, and it's just like murder, murder, murder. And
Well, she's been listening to Carcass recently, so you're not far off.
Carcass are pretty good.
Carcass are pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what I was to listen to Surgical Steel the other day. I was like, fuck, this is a good album.
This is pretty good.
I would say, though, from a contrarian viewpoint, the fact that all of these songs are okay in shuffle, and the fact that, Zach, you said you don't remember how the song goes, to me means that they kind of like, none of the songs really jumped out to me. Like, none of them were really like, this one is like this and this one's like this. They're all kind of the same sort of formula.
That's kind of jazz, though, isn't it?
Bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
I'll tell you what the most annoying thing about this album, my two favorite Ripe songs aren't on this album, and they're both fucking amazing and really memorable, but they're both singles, and they're called Goon Squad and 5 in the Morning. So I would suggest listening to them, because they both absolutely slap and are really memorable. But yeah, I'd say Little Lighter stands out for me as an absolute banger on this album.
Little Lighter was definitely a standout for me. I think for me, Follow Through was a standout as well.
Follow Through stood out to me because all I could think about was shitting yourself.
Yes.
There was like
I feel like I made a lot of poo jokes during that song.
There was a bit at the end, which was poo. A bit at the end. No, anyway, but there was a bit on the latter part of the song where don't look at me like that, Greg. where it had this really big climactic kind of end, and everything was kind of going like really like and I really enjoyed that because it did something to my brain, and I was like ooh. So I really liked that. Yeah, to be honest, the strongest part of this album was definitely the first half for sure. Like I feel like they could have taken a page in a way out of Black Sabbath's book, and if they maybe shortened the album, if they took a few of the middle songs out and maybe just like kept it like right down to like maybe 8 or 9 songs, this album would have been like pretty like really a lot better. I think it would have gone up a few more points, but I think because it did have that lull, it kind of dragged a little bit.
Yeah, it's like 53 minutes long.
Yeah, it's kind of long. So I mean, like 4 less songs or something, just shorten it down. But I mean, at the same time, though, like they weren't bad, or it wasn't a bad experience. I had fun the entire time.
Yeah, I don't feel like there were any bad songs on this album. I think there was just less interesting. They're kind of like meh songs.
Yeah.
Well, final thoughts. Final thoughts.
You were talking.
Okay, I was talking last, so yeah, I guess I'll do it. So I guess I pretty much gave my final thoughts there. But like, yeah, my favorite songs were definitely Little Lighter, Follow Through. I like Downward as well. I think that was the main like single off the album. That's the most viewed lyric wise on Genius, because I looked at the lyrics.
It's the most listened to song on Spotify as well by a large margin.
Yeah, there you go. So it must have been featured on something, like maybe like a TV show or something.
Sorry, this is their first album, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know when they formed, but they're pretty young as a band.
Yeah, they don't even have a Wikipedia page.
How did you find them, Greg?
They were a Spotify recommendation. They just popped up listening to something else.
Fair enough.
Spotify comes through sometimes. Like if it wasn't for Spotify, I never would have found Left Behind, and they're like one of my favorite bands of 2019. So
they released their first EP in 2013.
Damn.
So they've been around for a minute.
Yeah, it takes. Sometimes it takes a while. I mean, Idols, like before they released their first album in like 2017, I think it was. They released their first album. They were formed in like 2010. So like they were around for like a hot fucking minute before they actually got any sort of notoriety. So
these guys met at college as well, so they're probably just doing it casually for a long time, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And they were like, hey, we got something here. I mean, for a band like it's pretty mad because like Downward, Pretty Dirty, and Goon Squad all have like 5 million listens on Spotify. They got like 274K, which is really fucking good for a band on their first album. And a band that doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Like that's damn good.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, anyway, to wrap up what I was saying, just the first half of the album was really just a big punch in the face, full of, you know, jazzy notes and groovy beats and really nice. The singer was really good as well. I kind of get what Carl meant about the Maroon 5 comparison, and that was only because I feel like the guy's voice is quite similar, like vocally, to that fucker that's from Maroon 5.
Adam Levine is
whatever. Don't care. I'm gonna forget it again anyway. He's a forgettable man in a forgettable band.
I mean, he's not very forgettable. He's just a dick.
But he was. It sounded a bit like that, which was so. I guess that's a compliment anyway. And yeah, I all in all, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I had fun. I'll probably put the first half at least on my Spotify, so I can shuffle around and be like, ooh, play it. So yeah, I was happy with that.
Oh,
Nice. Wait, what rating did you give it?
7 out of 10.
Cool. Nice.
Now you're talking.
I'm talking, well, other than the shit that I said already, like, everything was just great. I was boogieing on down while I was doing the washing up. It was... I wasn't expecting it. I don't know why. I kind of forgot what you told, what genre they were, Greg, when you said it. And for some reason, I thought they were metal. I think that's just because of the metal episodes we've got coming up soon. But so I put this on, and I was just like, oh, I see you. But yeah, no, it was really good. I've got a note here. I said it's the breath of the wild of jazz. So you got classic jazz, Zelda, and then you got ska, funk, and all that shit that came out because of jazz. I've already gone through this, but I'm adding video games to it. Yeah, you got games like Skyrim and fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, like all these great RPGs, World of Warcraft, and then that are all influenced by Zelda, aka jazz. And now you got Ripe and post jazz, which is what I'm coining it. It will be in the Wikipedia for post jazz one day. CHUBcast, episode 25. Breath of the Wild comes out, influenced by the older RPGs, but also still has its roots. There you go. 7 out of 10.
That was eloquent.
I really want you to write Ripe's Wikipedia page now, just so that you can add in a citation about how you coined the genre.
Shall I just make their Wikipedia page and literally just don't say anything other than the band? Just literally say Zach coined post jazz. Right.
Sounds cool as a stub, but you must keep citation.
They'll be like, but why? Why is this happening?
Why? Oh dear. Greg,
it's me, mate. It's me.
oh fuck, sorry.
It's his
Sorry,
album.
man. Sorry, Kyle.
We have rules here, John.
We must have order. So yeah, I thought it was alright. I just never really got going for me. I don't know. Yeah, I need to give it another go. Maybe I just wasn't feeling it today. The thing is, I have listened to like Goon Squad before on your recommendation, and I think at the time I was like, yeah, it's okay. So maybe this is just a band that I am ambivalent about. It's a strange one. Yeah,
That's not cool enough to like this band, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm just fucking shit, to be honest, and I just don't deserve to enjoy this kind of music.
Greg,
You just don't
Greg,
appreciate the
what do you
trombone
think?
work on display.
So yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with any of it at all. I think it's all good. It's just didn't jump out to me. Pretty forgettable for me. So therefore, I'm gonna slap it down the middle. It's a 5 out of 10 for me. It's all right. It's there.
Okay. Well, I think you're a 5 out of 10, so fuck you.
Counter point. Cross counter.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, I really fucking like this band. I've been listening to them non-stop since I discovered them. Like I said, my favorite songs aren't on this album, but I do think this album is very, very good. Pretty much agree with what people have said. Like, there's not really a bad song on it. A bit of a drop in energy in the middle, but it kind of brings it back at the end. I'm happy to listen to it all the way through many times, but I can see how it's a shuffle band as well, like for some people. But personally, I really enjoy it. They're all very, very talented musicians, but they don't overplay it. They're not like showing off. And my favorite songs are Little Lighter, Downward I really like, and probably Flipside is also a great song. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Oh, he's busting
Nice.
out the black
Damn.
Killing
Killing it.
Sing. Kyle, you do yours first.
My one first. Yeah, boy, are you recorded?
I am, sorry. I thought you knew that from me just dancing and saying singles, sing.
I thought we were
That's
just
the great
having a moment.
You
transition.
do that all the time, man.
True.
We should
You do
definitely make
that.
that the thing, though, how we introduce it every week.
Singles.
Well, yeah, my single was
Singles. Sorry.
That's the single jingle.
That's the single jingle jam.
But yeah, mine was Out of Touch by Hall & Oates. What a slam bammer jammer this is. Probably popularized by our man James Laurie. It's his quote favorite song of all time, which is very surprising.
He made it popular.
He's the one who made it popular to me.
I had no idea
I don't
about
think
this
I've ever
connection.
heard him play it, but fair enough.
Every single
Did
time I'm in
Techno
a
do a
car
version?
with James and several other times. Yeah, see, that's the really weird thing because James's music taste is grime and hip hop and 80s cheese.
Yeah.
He
To
fucking
be fair though,
it
Kyle,
is.
my music taste is rock and metal and 80s cheese. I feel like every
Everyone
millennial is something
Yeah.
and 80s cheese.
Everyone loves a bit of 80s cheese.
I fucking love 80s cheese.
It's one of those
Yeah,
weird things.
it's so
isn't it?
good.
Every time I mention that I like music like this, my parents are just like, "But why?"
Yeah.
There's just
I remember-
something great about it. Although, it's,
I think part of it is because they're meme songs as well. This is part of the generation of meme songs where
yeah,
like, we have a whole new appreciation of them.
maybe because of the memes that we used to watch in like 2007 with Rick Astley and that.
Yeah,
That's just
fucking
evolved our
erasure.
appreciation. Yeah.
Is it like nostalgia because of nostalgia? Is it post nostalgia?
Damn it, you beat me to it.
My God. Post nostalgia. Oh, what is that? Post nostalgia. I've got post nostalgia for Unleash the Archers.
Yeah, the nostalgia for like nostalgic things that we didn't even experience, but we experienced through a new medium, which is new nostalgia for something
I
old.
know exactly what you mean. There's the Greta Van Fleet's new album came out this week, and the first track has got that. Do you remember at the end of Flower Power they had that keyboard bit?
Oh yeah.
It's like that, but that's like the intro for the new album. And I listened to that and I'm like, oh, it's like I'm back at the 70s at Woodstock. Oh, but I wasn't fucking there. But it's so nostalgic.
Yeah, I've got a song like that song. It's famous randomly. It became famous on YouTube. It's called "Plastic Love" by Maria Takeuchi, and it's a Japanese.
Yeah.
It's such a good song. It's a Japanese city pop song, and it makes me feel so nostalgic.
Mm.
And I'm like, this was like well before I was born. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
strange.
pretty
I
yeah,
think,
all the notes.
yeah.
Anyway, before we
Tangent.
the whole episode becomes one tangent long. But
That's my favourite kind of podcasts, to be fair.
they are, to be fair. But let's go on another tangent. Oates mustache looking pretty strong.
It is strong.
Strong.
Ooh,
I don't know if I
I'm
found
not
it. Oh, here it is.
aware of this.
If
What's his name?
you
Is this a post tangent? Because we've gone. It's now a tangent back to the thing we were supposed to be talking about.
if you
Is
look
this
at
a
the
post
art,
mustache?
if you look at the album art of this on Spotify, it's the very best of Darrell Hall / John Oates, and he's got a strong mustache on there.
Man's rocking a caterpillar.
Oh shit, he is. Look at him.
And he looks like Borat.
He does. He looks like he should own a Hoover shop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He looks like the third Mario brother.
Hey,
Barrio.
It's Barrio, yeah.
It's Barrio, yeah. It's Barrio from Plymouth.
Wahoo, it's me, Barrio.
Wahoo. Woohoo, I've just unclogged your fucking plumbing. Woohoo.
I gotta go save Princess Apricot over there.
You got a fucking piranha plant stuck in your pipes, love. Anyway.
Post-tangent.
If the other episodes had actual titles, this would be post-tangent.
I found out from listening to this song and looking into their background a little bit that Hall & Oates are the most successful musical duo of all time.
Wow.
Really?
Best-selling musical duo ever.
How'd they do that? They only wrote one song.
Mate, Man-Eater's
Other famous songs.
Man-Eater's very good.
Apparently, their most famous songs are You Make My Dreams.
But I don't think I've ever listened to that song.
Oh,
okay,
it's
yeah.
this one.
Yeah, no, we have heard this song.
They can't... I mean, okay, fair enough if they are. But come on, Chaz and Dave.
This song's
Come on.
huge.
Can't be bigger than Chaz and Dave.
Pete and Baz.
Pete and Baz.
Tenacious D. Fuck off, that's a duo. Come on.
Yeah,
They're
but
not bigger than Tenacious D.
They're way bigger than Tenacious D.
Jack Black. He's a household name.
Hall &
Yeah,
Oates
they've
have
got 11 million listeners.
now. Like
545 million listens on their most popular song.
Tenacious D. Oh, no, that's on Spotify. All the boomers aren't using Spotify, dude. Like,
That's true.
Tenacious D have 2 million. Like,
All right.
it's
Well,
That's still 1/14 of the amount of people on the planet have listened to "You Make My Dreams Come True."
fair enough. No, I give in. I'm looking down my list. I'm like, okay, I got Flight of the Conchords, not them. Great though, but
they're behind Simon and Garfunkel. A second, I think.
Who are the brothers? Who are the brothers? Who are the fucking brothers? Know what I mean?
Barrio and Luigi.
Lingo Gazingo and Lingo Gazingo.
Ringo and Gazingo.
both duet. They're like,
Oh, my life, some shit.
we're gonna kill ourselves. We're gonna kill ourselves.
We're gonna do it together.
Do it again, I'll kill myself.
So anyway, there's a song here called "Out of Touch," which I don't think we fucking mentioned.
Very 80s synth tone. It's so catchy that just like fucking reaching out for something to hold. Like every time we put this on in the car, it ends up being like belted by everybody in the car.
Oh yeah.
I think me, James, and Ben have put this on like at least 10 separate occasions and like completely jammed the fuck out.
I remember on a very special occasion when I was being brought back home from Southampton after packing my stuff away, breaking away from a horrible situation, and the first ride back, like towards the sunset, towards freedom, we played this in the car.
Yeah,
and I was almost on the verge of tears, and we were just screaming out of touch.
Oh mate,
out of my lungs, driving all the way back to my dad's to insure him. That's that memory. will always be a strong memory for me when my life started again.
When I was born again.
I'm not even joking. That felt like that journey was almost like
No, I'm picturing it right now. Was it sunset?
It was.
I think it was sunset.
I mean, I've got it in my head. So you're driving down the fucking A27 or whatever, the M whatever. No,
yeah. The big motorway. And I'm literally just driving away from the dark town of Southampton. It was beautiful.
It was a good drive. We listened to a bunch of jams that journey.
Yeah. Anyway, this song sucks.
This song's been in my this song's shit. This song's been in my head since I listened to it.
Oh yes, yes.
I mean, okay, no, I love it. I just want to say I've loved this song anyway. I only listened to it because I was like, maybe there's something within this song that I don't know that I need to talk about. But no, this is just like 4 minutes and 21 seconds of chorus that's really catchy.
It is. Like the verses are kind of like
There's
I
verses?
don't really remember. Yeah, there's just occasional like I don't remember the verses specifically. There's just like occasional lines where it's just like that gets stuck in your head, like too much. It's
just the odd line.
Oh, really matter to
Well,
me.
I'm growing my absolute 80s bops playlist, and obviously I added it. I don't know why I didn't already. I'm sorry, lads. Sorry, lads.
It's right. It's a grower. It's a grower.
It's a post grower.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Shit. Fuck you know.
Greg, what are you saying?
I mean, I entirely agree. Very strong mustache. Incredibly strong mustache. Sorry, I just still had it up on my other screen.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, it's just it's 4 minutes of... That's actually hilarious. I might do that. It's just 4 minutes of pure bliss, really, isn't it? It's one of the most catchy hooks of all time. One of those songs that I knew, but it's a song that I'll never really think about, but then when I hear it, I'm just like, yeah, fucking...
Yeah. I want to know where I first heard this song.
I bet it was like Vice City or something.
In the womb.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I found this song was because of Nero.
Oh yeah, same, yeah, because their song Reaching Out.
They have a song called Reaching Out, and they sample the bit in Out of Touch where it says "Reaching out for something to hold," and then
Oh my god, yeah, I know that. Fuck.
Yeah, that's Nero. They sampled it from this song, and I was like, where the fuck did that come from? And I listened to this song, and I was like, okay, it's better than the remix.
2 bangers for the price of 1.
Yeah, literally. I'm just like, yes, not enough 2 songs.
It's kind of like Crazy Frog.
Exactly that Crazy Frog.
Yeah.
I went back and listened to the original XLF. Genuinely didn't like it as much as the Crazy Frog version.
Fuck! Oh! Get the fuck out of here!
No, it was boring, man.
That's Greg's hot take. Oh, it was missing the ding dings and all that, wasn't it?
If Crazy Frog didn't have the ding dings, then it would be better than the old Axel F because it's like the synths are cooler and more hype. Yeah. But then you also have to deal with ding 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 for like half the song.
I think
I'd make that trade.
That.
You win some, you lose some.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, boys.
Ding, 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 thumbs up.
Strong thumbs up.
Huge thumbs up. Trying to bend my thumb so much.
Also, a bendy thumb. Has everybody else got like a normal?
No, I've got a little chub boy.
An ordinary human thumb.
Chub the band showing their chub.
Showing their chub.
Right.
We've
got another single.
Thumbs? I don't know. Apparently,
I don't have bendy thumbs.
This is how my thumb naturally goes if I hold it up. I don't know.
It's nuts. I can't do any better than that.
No, I can't do any better than that.
Can you do the touch your fingers to the back of your wrist?
Absolutely.
No, I broke my wrist.
No, I'm not
I go about that far. That's as close as I can get.
My sister's
got a
double
gnarly
jointed.
scar though.
I'm about as flexible as a tennis ball.
Right. Second single though, friends. We got a song that I very much wish I saved for next episode, because I would argue that this is one of the greatest metal songs ever written. And if anyone wants to know what metal is and they've never heard of it because they live under a rock, I'd show them this song. Because it's just so fucking good.
Show them the song. And we touched on it last episode, but just show them the album cover as well. It's the visual representation of what metal is.
This is metal, and this man, Rob Halford, this man is the reason why we all wear leather and have spikes and all that shit. And he's also amazing. And did you see? Did you see? I was going to link you, Kyle, but there's on Rob Halford's Instagram. He was just standing there, like wearing a Gojira shirt. Did you see that? Yeah.
His Instagram is so fucking cute. It's just him doing like cats. He's hanging around in his house.
Dad Instagram.
Yeah,
dude. Like, can you even imagine like how that must feel? Even if you're like a pretty big band like Gojira, imagine like pretty much a metal god by this point wearing like your band t-shirt. Like how good that would feel. Like imagine if Dio wore like your band t-shirt or something. I'd
fucking shit myself if I saw Judas Priest wear a CHUB shirt. Yeah. First I'd be like, where'd you get that from? But second I'd be like, fuck.
Like, we made it ourselves. We're such massive fans.
We heard Wasted at the grapevine and we were like, fuck, we got to get some t-shirts printed.
But Painkiller. Also, side note, if you haven't listened to the whole Painkiller album, do it.
It's very good.
I actually haven't. Don't think
it's I'm pretty sure they just went out their way to write the most metal album ever made, because it's just so heavy and it's just so like just heavy metal.
Priest album.
It is the heaviest Priest album. Yeah.
It came out in 1990 though, so I think it came out like in response to like all the thrash bands that had kind of come up and gotten big.
Yeah, and maybe the heaviest stuff like nu metal that was popping up. Music was just getting heavier.
Ever Rebel's a great song. Metal Meltdown's a great song.
Nightcrawler, guns, all guns.
Nightcrawler.
Oh, that's my
favorite. The hammer on the anvil. Anyway, Painkiller. Go, friends, fight amongst yourselves. Talk, all at once. That'll make good listening.
The album cover is a guy that is like a suit of armor with wings riding a motorbike that is a dragon with saw blades for wheels shooting fire, flying over a fucking desolate landscape that's been melted from the Judas Priest logo crashing into the earth. It's like, it doesn't get more hardcore than this. It really doesn't.
I'm reminded of Brutal Legend. You know, remember at the beginning of every level in Brutal Legend, it would show you like an album artwork, and then it will plonk you in the game, and it was actually in the game.
Oh yeah.
That kind of thing. I'm always reminded of that kind of aspect of Brutal Legend when I look at a Priest album artwork.
I missed out on playing. I never played that game.
It was such a good game, and then it looked like they were going to do a sequel, but they fucking didn't.
Yeah. Do you reckon it just didn't sell well or something?
It didn't, but mainly because they marketed it as a hack and slash game, and the demo was a hack and slash. Like, it was the beginning of the game, which is a hack and slash, and then like third of the way into the game, it's like, surprise! It's an RTS game. You got to control it now, and it was like, I mean, I'm fine with this, but a lot of people weren't. So you know.
But genuinely, the talent, obviously Jack Black played the main character, and they brought loads of other musicians in to do the voice, and the fucking soundtrack was so good.
As like the like healing bassist guy. They had Dio as
that was Lemmy.
Oh, it was Lemmy, yeah. They had
Rob was in it, yeah.
Halford was one of the bad guys. And then they had I swear they had Ozzy in as the like car mechanic guy.
Yeah, it was so fucking good.
Fuck, I really want to play this game.
It's pretty cool, but I mean, it was on like PS3, so it might get hard to find now.
Yeah, maybe it'll be on like PS4, like now that weird thing where you like can play older games. Who knows? But
Steam.
Yeah, maybe actually.
Anyway, post tangent.
I guess I'm talking now. I suppose. Wait, were you finished? Did you want to say more?
I was just going to say, Rob Halford. This really, more than any of his other songs, perhaps shows like how mental his vocal range is.
Yeah,
he goes so high for like the whole song, and then like he just goes even higher than that. It's like, bruh. And when me and Zach saw him for the first time in Download 2011, he literally like he came out with like a walking stick because he was like a bit sick, and obviously he's getting on now. And then he goes to Painkiller, and he still just absolutely blasts it and hit everything. It's like,
I remember at High Voltage Festival, he was doing the end bit where he fucking goes for like 40 seconds solid.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. I'm always jaw dropped when I hear that bit because he's literally just belts his voice out for like 40 seconds. But yeah, he can't do it anymore. But so on stage, instead he goes like, and then he just goes, ooh, and just does like the most guttural fucking death metal growl I've ever heard in my life. And it literally rumbled the floor. It was amazing.
He's so sick, dude. He's so cool. Oh, and also there's like 3 solos in this song, and they're all blistering. They're all insanity.
Yeah, I think the best part of the song for me, like, is just that riff, that amazing like like that fucking riff. It literally like it's like post nostalgic because it reminds me of like old 80s like video games kind of thing, like a backing track of like some Atari game or something where it's just like really,
Golden Axe or something.
Yeah,
Mega Drive games had that kind of sound.
Yeah, it does have a kind of like Mega Drive sound.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like cheesily hardcore.
Yeah. Or like something like almost like it came out from Doom. Like they literally like
it does sound very Doom.
It sounds really doomy. In fact, that's probably where Doom got their inspiration. Like, did they come first, or is it the chicken and the egg? Which came first?
I think Doom came out in like 92, 93 or something.
So
yeah, this would have been
coincidence. I think not.
Yeah. So maybe they were super influenced by that. But yeah, I guess that's why that kind of reminds me of that. And it's just so good. The lyrics are good. The vocals are just unbelievable. Like in regards of like metal vocals in general, like because we were obviously speaking about Dio in the last episode. I mean, Rob Halford, like he's up there. He's probably like if like at least second or third, one of the best ever. It's crazy like the range that people can have. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. So yeah, so all my homies love this song. Anyone that don't like this song can eat a painkiller.
That make them feel better.
Eat a bottle of painkiller.
All the painkillers. Holy shit! Oh, God. That got dark super quick. Like, yeah, anyone that doesn't like this can kill themselves.
I mean, but yeah, though, like
yeah. I mean, I do agree. To be fair, Ben, but...
it is merely a taste.
So true.
Wait, what are you saying?
Mate, fucking everything about this song is so ridiculously good, like technically good. So it's like so fucking stylish. You know when people like want to be all metal but they half-ass it? Like there's no half-assing about this song. The drums are metal. They just go like no. There's the main riff, and then there's the faster one where it just suddenly the drums just go.
The intro is mental as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben said the guitars are melting your face off the whole way through, and then his vocals are just like I was demolished beneath a tidal wave of metal throughout the song.
It's funny because I forgot that this was the choice for CHUBcast, and the other day is this woman I follow on YouTube called The Charismatic Voice. She's like an opera singer, and she does reactions to songs, and she did Painkiller, and it was her first time ever listening to Judas Priest, and one of the comments was like, listening to Painkiller as your introduction to Judas Priest is, instead of being thrown in at the deep end, it's like being thrown into a fucking tornado or something.
Yeah, you're like, well, you could show them living after midnight or fucking heading out on the highway or fucking breaking the law
or something.
But no, Painkiller, go in, go on, go.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely like what you need though. Just fucking go in deep, go in hard. Don't go for the softer stuff. Although the softer stuff is pretty good still.
I mean,
but no.
I'm going down their albums, and 1988 they released "Ram It Down," which is also a very heavy album. So I feel like they're going in this direction anyway. Yeah, "Ram It Down" is "Ram It Down's" a great song. It just starts with Rob just going, "Ah!" obviously, naturally, and then it just has this sick riff. It's so awesome. And they also
what album is
Johnny
Electric Eye on? That's probably my most listened.
It's Defensive.
No, that's on Screaming for Vengeance.
Screaming for Vengeance is my favorite. Take These Chains is just such a fucking good song.
I love the new album, Firepower.
I still haven't listened to Firepower.
Mate, listen to it. It's so good. It's genuinely like just really good.
I'll tell you what though, have you listened to Sad Wings of Destiny?
I think
it's
so.
Second album, but it's so good.
Have you guys heard like any of their stuff in the 70s before they were called Judas Priest? Or I think they might have been called Judas Priest. Don't quote me on that. But they've actually been going since 1970, but they didn't actually hit it big till the 80s. And they had like a more like rocky sound.
Yeah, Sad Wings of
still
Destiny
with
After Sin. We were in the 70s, and they're both amazing.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, they have a more rocky sound, but still Rob's vocals. So it's very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to have like a Judas Priest day.
I have to have a Judas Priest deep dive session for Mead and Metal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely coming. I also didn't put any of the Black Sabbath podcast into the video because I just wanted it done. It's such a long video, and I was like, and now it's time to scrub through the fucking podcast and find people's opinions, and then I was like, I can't be asked. I just want the video out now.
You should have just been like, instead of just doing like our actual opinions, you should have just got a compilation of us going like, oh,
well, my next video is about the Big Four, so maybe.
Maybe.
Painkiller.
Thumbs
up.
Very good.
Huge thumbs up.
Massive thumbs up.
It's Priest.
All the thumbs up.
More like krill bitch.
Yeah, tiny sea creatures, motherfuckers.
Yeah, female tiny sea creatures.
Fuck shrimp.
Yeah, they're all about shrimps.
Hey, dude.
It's okay, whalers only eat krill. Cool. I love that bit in Finding Nemo. It's like, it's okay, whales only eat krill. And then a bunch of krill swim past and they're like, run away! And they're like, hey, krill! And there's a whale behind them. Brilliant. Watch Finding Nemo again. It's such a good film. Anyway, Killswitch Engage.
Oh, we're recording.
We're recording?
I am, yeah.
Oh, nice. You always do this.
Go on.
Wow, Killswitch Engage. Whoa. So Killswitch Engage, they're a metalcore band, and we are reviewing their album As Daylight Dies. And that was their fourth studio album. Their second album with Howard Jones, the first being End of Heartache.
Yeah,
that came out in 2004. Their 2006 album, As Daylight Dies, is probably considered the breakout one for Killswitch in general, I reckon, but also for definitely that like shot Howard Jones into the metalcore and possibly even metal as a whole spotlight.
Was this Howard's first album with them?
No, second. It was their second. So their first one
Did
was.
you already say that? Fuck.
Yeah, I just said.
Yeah.
It's alright. You don't
Bad friend.
don't have to
Bad
listen,
friend.
man. It's fine.
I love Jesse Leach in this.
This was produced by both the guitarists who are just absolute music smiths.
Yeah, sure.
Music boys.
Musical boys. And this is I'll save what I've got to say. Probably for when it comes full circle.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Greg?
Ooh, I thought this fucking album was really good. It gave me post nostalgia because I never.
Why did it give you post nostalgia, Gregory?
Because back in the old days of 2006, I had no fucking idea who Killswitch Engage were, but this made me very nostalgic for the early 2000s in general. I can't say exactly why, but it gave me them good feels. But I'm going to start with a question. Did Killswitch Engage invent metalcore?
I don't know if they
didn't
invent it,
but they're one of the bands that like popularized.
They popularized it,
alongside like Bullet for My Valentine and Avenged
Bullet,
Sevenfold.
All That Remains.
Put it this way: if there were ever a big four for metalcore, Killswitch would be in it.
Yeah.
That's definitely
This is kind of one of those albums where I'm like, fuck, I can see how this totally influenced everything that came after it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you see the influence in so many places, but on its own merits, I thought this album was fucking sick, mate. It was very, very, very good. His vocals are awesome. Does he do the clean and the screamies, or is somebody else doing them? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
The bass player does some backing vocals. He does
for the most part. Adam, the
singing and
guitarist, is the one who does.
I looked it up and it's not Adam, it's Joel.
I thought Adam with the glasses.
Does the backing vocal. Maybe he does now, but he's not credited as that on the Wikipedia.
Do any of them have a mustache, though?
I don't know. Do any of them have a strong mustache?
Well, every time we see them live, Adam does the backing vocals. So
yeah, maybe they switched it up since then.
Either way, the vocals are very impressive. The integration of the clean and the screamies, which is what I always long for in metal bands. I don't like it when there's too much of one or the other. I love it when there's a really good mixture of both. And they pulled that off spectacularly in this album, which I thought was really nice. It's pretty fucking sick, mate. What did you think, Zach?
I mean, I agree. Like, Howard Jones, it's weird, man. I have, like, no nostalgia for Killswitch, but I love them. But I went to listen to this album, and it turns out I didn't even have any Killswitch added to my Apple Music. But I'm like, but I fucking love this band. They're a weird band for me because I guess I respect them in a way. I guess I don't love them. I guess I respect them, and I'm aware they're amazing. And every time I've seen them live, I mean, these would be my no, I'm thinking of Machine Head, but yeah, no, like they were one of the first bands I ever saw live at the Killswitch and In Flames tour, which was like 2010 or something.
Yeah, it was
I think.
Yeah.
That was sick. But yeah, like Howard Jones, I don't know, he's so good. Like the way he does clean vocals and then goes straight immediately into heavy, then back to clean, almost without breathing. Like I'm pretty sure he's a robot, or at least he's had his lungs replaced with fucking speakers or something. Because like he spends the rest of his days in an iron lung. Howard Jones will. But, Also, hot take. I hope Claire's not listening. Holy Diver is better than Dio's Version. Probably not a hot take.
It is a really good version.
I think it's better than Dio's version.
It is considered one of the best covers of
Yeah.
of an already good song ever made.
And I tell you why. The second when the second verse comes in and those drums start going it proper drives the rest of the song like completely. Like the first verse doesn't have it, but after the first chorus, it just fucking like really like has like this rhythm that's like and it just fucking goes throughout the whole song, and it's so sick. And I guess the only thing I don't like, well, I wouldn't say I don't like it. I used to not like it, but I'm a changed man. Is the fact that they have breakdown instead of a solo, or do they? I fucking listened to it today, but they do, don't they?
They have like widdly bits. They don't have any like solos.
Yeah, but like nowadays, I kind of like that. Probably because I've listened to loads of glam metal that I'm a bit like soloed out. So when a breakdown comes in, I'm like, "Yay, daddy!" But no, Holy Diver's amazing, and obviously My Curse was is a sick song. This Fire, loads of songs on here that I recognized when they came in because I'd never actually listened to a Killswitch album in its entirety. I've only listened to the hits. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this, man. Like the guitar tone is also so clean,
so chunky and clean.
They've got so many really nice chords as well.
If Chub's if our first album had the guitar tone of this album, I'd be happy. Like it's so good. But I don't know. There's like certain albums where you just listen to a guitar and it like does something to you.
Yeah,
and this is one of them.
It's got some iconic fucking like beginner riffs as well. Like this is Absolution, where it's just like and I'm just like like when it just goes in, it just goes. There's so many songs where I'll save
Yeah. But I just want to quickly say, like, if you this listening to this album today kind of proved to me how much my music taste has shifted. I obviously still love rock and metal and all the glam stuff and all the fun party tunes, but I can very much thoroughly enjoy heavy vocals these days and breakdowns. And I feel like I've got a whole ocean to dive into these days. It's brilliant.
That's a nice feeling. That is a great feeling.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm still enjoying my widdly solos because I'm also well into power metal these days. But I guess it's a good mixture of both, being into this kind of music and power metal.
The wider your palette, the better.
I mean, honestly,
you can have both.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like
more people need both, I think. Not necessarily those two, but
I think to an extent we've all been there in the way that like there's maybe something that we didn't really like, or like a certain thing that we didn't like, maybe like just didn't gel, and then eventually like when it did, you were like okay, and then suddenly like it opened up like a whole new thing.
I know where it happened. It was Ensiferum. Ensiferum was the band that got me into heavy music, like hands down. So nice. God bless them.
I feel like with me, and which is why this has nostalgia and post nostalgia. Whoa! Does that
much like Malone?
Meta nostalgia.
Meta nostalgia.
Just post nostalgia.
Is it a fucking Pokemon? Is it just evolving?
It's like Pat.
And it was literally this band, I think, that mainly got me into screamy vocals for sure. Like the first time I ever heard My Curse, I think it was the clean version, and I was like, "Oh, this is really nice. The sounds really nice." And then when I heard that there was a heavy version, I was like,
It's so much better. I remember the first time I heard the radio version of My Curse, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It's just not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. I mean, it's still good because Howard's vocals are fucking beautiful. But like obviously compared to like the heavier, chunkier, like screamy version. And then when I heard that at first, I was a bit like, but then it grew on me, and then I started listening to the whole album. And then I started liking screamy vocals, and then it just spiraled out of control there. And now I listen to like 5-minute songs of yo 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 yo, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, intricate.
I'm the same. There's a Churasas have a song called Rasputin. It's a cover.
I love that song.
It's a great song, but they have
cover.
they have an unreleased heavy version where he's growling instead of singing. It's so much better. It's so good.
I heard that one.
It's not released. It's on Apple Music and stuff. It's not on the actual album. It's like a demo.
I used to look into that.
It's so good.
Yeah, I like their normal cover of it. So I reckon I'd like the heavy one.
Churasas released a new album this year.
It's the only Churasas song I've heard. Is the rest of the stuff actually good?
Yes. It's not like Churasas. No, it's not like Rasputin, but it is good. Wait, Kyle, did you say they're releasing a new album?
Apparently, it's already out. I swear I saw Metal Hammer today saying their new album was really good.
Nah, bruh. Nah. They were literally talking about the other day that they've... Nah, it's not out. Their last album was 2013.
Who was it then? I'm thinking...
Their last album was 8 years ago.
Jesus,
sadly.
Okay. So I got up with another one then.
Oh, I'd be so happy. I'd literally leave the podcast and run in and tell Claire, be like, Claire, they've finally done it.
The boys are back in town.
Oh, dear.
What did you think, Kyle?
What did I think? Well, dude, so this is the most surprised I think I've ever been by an album that we've done for CHUBcast. It was really weird because I really liked Killswitch back in the day because I went through a really big like metalcore kick when it was more of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the band that made me pick up drums back in the day was Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah.
I was a huge Avenged Sevenfold fanboy for years, and then I really liked Bullet and Killswitch and In Flames and like all of those boys, Soilwork and stuff. But then I kind of like fell out of love with metalcore. And I feel like a lot of people did as well. It was kind of like a little bit of a fad. And I feel like modern metalcore is kind of formulaic now, because people will just say, oh, metalcore, it's just singing in the verse, screaming in the verses and sing-alongy choruses and stuff. And that's what a lot of modern metalcore has kind of reverted to. But like, mate, I was so surprised by how fucking impeccable the songwriting is on this album. The songwriting is so good on this album that
I really thought you were going to say you didn't enjoy it.
No,
I don't know.
Same.
I was like nerding out so much over just how well written every song on this album is. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I was just like, okay, I knew I liked. Like, I was like, okay, I'm sorry, amazing song. My Curse, amazing song, but no, every song on this album fucking slaps. And I was like taking notes, like we should implement this in our band. We should implement this because, like, genuinely, right? So, like, God, I've put so many notes on this. Like,
just say them, just splurge them out.
Daylight Dies, the first song, right? It just says like genius. It just says verse 4, but verse 4 is a completely different riff to all the other verses, and is like really growled and like crazy and fast and stuff. And then it goes into the final chorus, which is like a really powerful, like really intense version of the same chorus they've been doing, but with a different riff and
it's slightly faster.
And it's just way more intense and has this big crescendo out of nowhere, just because they randomly took that last verse and made it different, and then like made the last chorus like epic as fuck. And they do that quite a lot. They'll have it where like they'll do the same verse and chorus for the first two verses and choruses, but then the last verse will be like a complete mix-up, or they'll have like a bridge that's a complete mix-up, which just makes the final chorus like so fucking hard. And it's like, I was sitting there and I was thinking, because we've been having these discussions like, okay, we need to make sure that the song builds up and ends well. But the thing with Killswitch is like, they'll do what we've been pushing away from, which is they'll build up and then they'll have like a slow it right down and have like a slow section where it like really comes down. But then they'll have one riff or like one verse or something that just goes and just blasts it straight back up into the stratosphere again and end it with the most epic chorus. And it's like, to do that so consistently is just a sign of like a really, really fucking good songwriter. And like, you know, they've got a few things like Arms of Sorrow. It's just verse, chorus. It's literally the chorus twice in a row. But just because they make this like little post-chorus section and they have like that really cute little tappy bit, and they have, you know, that the demons of my own design, and then it goes into like the and then it has like the slower version, and then it just comes in like way harder, like it's like, it's just like, bro, it honestly, like they just have these like little tiny things that they incorporate that just make the end of the song like so fucking epic in comparison to like what everything else. It just always pays off every time. And it's not like,
so it's kind of like Sexy and Tall, You've Got It All, that rock song. And then
you got balls.
Guitar solo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've kind of done it in a few places, but it's
we
like,
got complex structures too, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
bro.
not quite as
Give
much.
ourselves some
But
credit.
I mean, another thing that they do quite often is they'll have it so like the chorus is like two different riffs completely. So like the first half of the chorus is like a really fast and heavy part, but then the second half of the chorus is like a really melodic singing, like epic angelic part. And it's like the riffs just flow into each other so well, and it's like you can tell that they've been like really meticulously written with like each other in mind, sort of thing. It's just I was proper geeking out over this, like, fuck, how do they do this? Like, they must have spent so much time like lovingly crafting each of these. I fucking love this album, dude.
I mean,
like,
wait, wasn't this like Howard Jones's first album?
Fuck off.
So maybe he brought like a new fresh eyes to the table.
Yeah, really fresh.
Yeah.
Why you like this?
but yeah, like,
So what you're saying is you hated it. You really hated it.
5 out of 10.
why'd you make me listen to this, bro?
Fucking
5 out of 10.
fucking trash bitch in lame.
Kill bitch in flames.
Going back to the fucking karate pits, you fucking vest wearing, tattoo around the neck looking piece of shit.
Got him. Oh,
You know what's actually Joey actually sucks about this band, like Killswitch. I had a Killswitch on my, it's a thing on a guitar cable. It's just a button that you press to turn the sound off.
Yeah, it's a really shit.
As soon as I found out what a Killswitch actually was, I was like, the name is way too cool for what it is.
Yeah. It sounds so cool. Kill switch engage.
It literally means
turning it off.
press the button.
That's so funny.
must have been. I'm sure there's been some kind of like really butthurt like metal purist out there who's been like, oh, kill switch engage. Yeah, they probably should engage the kill switch.
Well, it's like, what's it? Fucking machine head. That's the little thing that you turn at the top of your guitar to tune the string.
I just thought of an amazing skit.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah, the machine head is the little thing that you turn to tune the guitar. That's all it is.
Then what's the slip knot, huh? Punk?
A knot is literally just a kind
It's a
of
knot that you tie in a piece of string.
Oh yeah, then what's a cavell attack?
Doesn't it mean it's choking?
Yellow attack, actually.
It's kill attack.
Oh yeah, well, what's a busted?
One of these things is not like the other.
One of these things is not like the other one.
Zach, you're a pretender.
Claire and I are going to do some skits because of fucking Auntie Donna, and I've just wrote that down. Engage the Killswitch, and I'm picturing it now. It's a skit of taking band names literally.
This sounds like a post skit, man.
Come on, man. Post harsh meme.
Post harsh. You're being so post meme right now.
Oh, dude.
Okay. Let me gush for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your time. That's all I need.
All right, fine. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes and counting.
Oh my god, that was so loud.
You may go.
You're on the clock, Ben.
Okay, this is one of the best bands ever. I don't care what any of you say. This is probably one of my favorite bands of all time. And this album, I would argue, like, this is my hot take of the episode. This is probably, for me, one of the best metal albums ever created.
Whoa, Ben, fuck off. How could you say that about metal?
Whoa,
with albums such as The Painkiller and fucking
Busted.
Go on, you can do it. Go on, think about another metal album.
Busted, self-titled, girls.
I like
the Motorheads. I'm not scrolling down my. I'm not scrolling down my fucking iTunes and no metal bands are popping up.
Anyway,
are you meaning to say that Boys and Back in Town is worse than this? By Thin Lizzy?
I thought you said the boys are in Burger Town.
The Boys are in Burger Town, my favourite rock.
Burger Town.
The boys are Burger Town.
CHUB's fourth album.
Oh, dear.
The boys at Burger Town.
Boys at Burger Town. Are you meaning to say that the hills are hollow? They are hollow is worse than this? You can't. That's my dad, mate. You
Shout out to Dan Bond.
Shout out to Dave. Anyway,
I was thinking of doing Damn the Bad once, but anyway, sorry. I'm going into your clock.
Fuck. Yeah, this is.
You mean to say? No, I'm joking.
This, in my opinion, is one of the best metal albums I've ever listened to. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It is all killer, no filler. Every single song slaps. Howard's fucking vocals. The range of this man. We talked about Rob Halford's range. This guy's range is probably maybe singing wise, but maybe not as good. But like the fact that he could do the heavy vocals so well, and they're so iconic. Like his type of scream isn't just like a fucking death metal like scream or anything like that. It's so distinct and beautiful.
Sorry, my headphones glitched, friends, so I had to reset the recording just in case. So we are starting at 3 minutes.
Who's
3
just
minutes?
in case?
Go. Shut up, Greg.
I liked that. That was good. Anyway, this album, every single song is fucking amazing.
You mean
to say?
Like I mean, genuinely, it's
genuinely?
Just... Oh no. My friend genuinely.
You nearly fucking choked me over the wall.
Man's crying.
Anyway, 2 minutes on the clock.
Skip me. I don't even want to go anymore.
No, please go. Please go, Ben.
I'm like, this is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh, you got 2 minutes. Go, Ben. Go.
Whose albums?
Albums. Lee, I have not laughed for so long. Or like that for a while. Oh my god. Albums.
Why did you do this?
Anyway, 1 minute on the clock, Ben. 1 minute on the clock.
I'm desperate to hear these opinions, man. Come on.
Come on, Ben.
Oh my god, my kidneys are laughing too hard. Ow!
I'm dead.
Oh fuck!
It was my kidney.
Oh, I love this album. It's 10 out of 10.
Oh, come on, you got 20 seconds, Ben. Say your piece.
Every single song. Oh my god, it's so good on this album. And they're really, and Howard has nice voice, and the guitars are good. I can't think of anything. My brain is fine now.
Well, 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm not even...
I just laughed water out my nose.
At least your nostrils are clean, man.
Oh, that's true.
Albums.
You're echoing, by the way, Zach.
Am I?
You only
Can't
just
hear it.
started.
Oh,
I'm not hearing an echo.
oh,
it's-
Greg.
It's stopped now.
Let's stop now.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, I do want to say one of my favorite album parts of the album. Don't fucking start again, I promise. I literally won't be able to do it if we keep going. Is when I saw this band live, and I've seen this band live like a couple of times. I've never seen them with Howard, which is such a shame because he would
Nah,
probably
bruh. It was Howard
He wasn't there.
at Download, wasn't it?
No, it was Jesse.
2012 was Jesse.
Really?
Yeah. 2012 was the first time I ever saw them, and that was Jesse Leach.
Was it actually?
What, has Jesse been back in the band since 2012?
Since 2012, yeah, bro.
Yeah, he came back for Disarm the Descent.
Yeah, Disarm the Descent, which is just after the
It
self-titled.
really feels like he only just rejoined.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been 3 albums.
yeah. I mean, the most. Yeah,
They're old, man.
They are actually really old. Like Atonement, that came out recently. I think it was 2019. Was it? Was probably one of their fucking best albums ever as well. Like probably, obviously behind As Daylight Dies. It's the whole album fucking slapped. But yeah, when we saw them at Downloads, I think it was either 2012 or 2016. I can't remember. And it was literally when, like, the whole day it had been fucking raining and it was horrible. And I was literally like, it was kind of a miserable experience, but like, obviously seeing them was still great. And then they were playing Arms of Sorrow. And then just as they were like playing the like really like soft guitar bit that Kyle was talking about earlier, like the fucking heavens decided to open up. And then the sun just bursts through the clouds and it just lands just on the stage. For that one moment, I promise you, like that when I saw that, I almost fucking broke down in tears because it was just so beautiful. It was. If I was a religious man, I think God was rocking out with Killswitch that day. And then as soon as it gets back into the heavy bit, the clouds close. It's all dark and dreary and rainy, and it's just like, and I was just like, I love metal.
I feel like we're at that point.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, this genre, man.
It gives me life.
I am the life giver.
But genuinely, I mean, highlights of this album, the entire thing. Let's be honest. But apart from the actual singles that I've listened to for years and years, I've like listened to a lot of the songs that are like sort of less known, and those have really touched me in different ways consensually.
I mean, of course, really. Yeah.
Like Still Beats Your Name is amazing. I have a really, really like deep emotional attachment to Break the Silence as well. Like
Why?
I really okay, without getting too emotional about it. Like I listened to that song for the first time when I was going through like really like bad breakup-y stuff, and like it's literally just about literally breaking the silence and like letting your voice be heard and everything like that. And that at the end where it's like it literally, he just has that huge scream for ages. He's like, yeah! And then it goes into that. Start with yeah, and then it goes all beautiful and like ethereal, and it's like, break the silence, and I'm like, oh, it's
I
so
remember
fucking...
listening to that today. I was listening to that, and I thought to myself, I was like, I bet this song has like touched people.
Yeah,
it has. Genuinely,
yeah.
I thought that. I was like,
Yeah.
I bet this song has like got people through some shit. And
Mate,
here you are saying that.
Genuinely, this song, like, especially at the end where he's like, break the silence, we are alive. Like, I remember like walking, like I can't remember, I was either walking to work or walking home or something. I was fucking bawling my eyes out listening to the song because I was just like, oh god, like it really, really touched me when I needed it. And I feel like a lot of this album did as well. And I feel like an important note has to be said as well for like this kind of music where like I've heard like a lot of people that don't really listen to some metal like this be like, oh, why would you listen to that like sad screamy stuff? You must be a sad person. And I'm like, some of this stuff like is cathartic, and it lets you experience your emotions and get them out of you. And I think that's why like metal and like maybe like emotional metal is one of my favorite things, because whenever I'm feeling sad and like down about something, if I listen to that, it's almost like I'm letting go of it. I'm experiencing it and like letting it through and letting it happen. And then I feel so much better afterwards. And, like, I think we could all agree that metal people in general.
You've been saying that for years, Ben. Sorry.
Yeah.
You've been saying that for years. I remember once at uni, I was like, I was not that harsh, but I was like, why do you listen to such sad boy music all the time, Ben? And you said the exact same thing. That was during my glam phase where all I listened to was party music. So, I mean, mine is Hurt by Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Oh,
I listen to that when I need to get some feelings out.
yeah. That is such a. I can't believe. And fucking Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. I think he still like gushes even now that fucking Johnny Cash wanted to cover one of his songs.
Yeah, can you imagine getting that phone call?
I'd be crying.
Yeah.
It's back to the fucking Rob Halford thing again. This has been a very vulnerable episode.
Yeah.
We're fucking close to Rob Halford now.
If Johnny Cash retweeted a picture of Rob Halford wearing a Chub shirt, be amazing.
From beyond the grave. Fucking Johnny Cash in his grave.
Twitter.
Tweeting.
And it says Chub, and it's our first album called Album.
That has to happen now. Am I I'm reading the room.
First album has to be called Album.
Literally just that, but just separated into two words.
Yeah. Album. Oh my god, it's settled. It's settled.
Yeah, that's the first title of our first album.
Album.
What's your? It's called Album.
Oh my god!
I can't do it again. I think my lungs will give out if I laugh anymore.
So funny.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up. This segment has been so long.
Yeah, but it's been fun.
It's been so fun. Genuinely, without, I guess. Well, you guys go first, and then I'll wrap it off. So,
well, I already said 9 out of 10.
Yeah. For me, oh wait, did you have more to say, Zach? Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Nah.
You're fucking punked, son.
Kill him. Oh, boys. Oh, boys.
Oh, boys. Oh, boys.
Anyway,
Oh, boys.
so yeah, I haven't listened to this album in its entirety for like 10 plus years, but I remembered every single chorus. Like, these guys know how to write a fucking chorus. They're extremely catchy. I'm shocked at how good this is so long after have like fallen out of love of metalcore. And I think the reason for that is, like, as Ben said, this is like a masterpiece of the genre. Like, you don't get better metalcore than this. There's a reason why it's a dead and or dying genre, depending on who you ask. But Killswitch is still out there making waves. Like, their last 2 or 3 albums have all been a big fucking deal. Yeah, because they don't paint by numbers. They don't do the formula that everybody seems to have fallen into. Like, all of their songs are so dynamic. Like, I found myself comparing it to like The Torch for obvious reasons. But I remember at the time saying like The Torch just doesn't have the same feeling that Killswitch does. And it's literally, I think I said at the time, it's because Howard doesn't really deliver as like dynamic and interesting a vocal performance. But the reason for that is because Killswitch's songs are just so different, that they have so many different elements in it, that it pushed Howard to experiment and do different things within the song. And like, yeah, like every song fucking bangs. Like, every song gets you feeling a kind of way. Like, as Ben mentioned, like, they're all very emotionally charged. And when I was reading the YouTube comments, because I was watching the video for Arms of Sorrow, like, so many people are saying, oh yeah, let's get way through a really emotionally shit time. Like, their lyrics mean a lot to me. And yeah, like, I genuinely think it's worth going back and listening to these and thinking about like the way that they do their choruses and the way that they lead into their choruses, like where they'll start off with one riff and then change it entirely to a different one and have it lead into something else. Like, it's pretty fucking genius, to be honest. And yeah, I came away from this like really surprised by how much I liked it. Like, Arms of Sorrow still like gave me actual goosebumps, like, to this day. And I've listened to that song pretty consistently since I first heard it. So yeah, it's actually a 10 out of 10 for me as well. It's a slam bam a jammer. It's real good. I have to go back and listen to some more of their old stuff as well, because it's real fucking good.
I feel like Killswitch are currently going through that phase, or metalcore, I guess, are currently going through that phase, as you say, where it's all cookie cutter at the moment. Give it 10 years, 10 more years, Killswitch will be back with like maybe 20, but I feel Killswitch will be back with like nostalgia tours and stuff. Kind of like how I saw it in Dee Snider with Twisted Sister. That's how I know this, like 80s glam, sick, fucking everyone loved Twisted Sister. 90s noughties, it dipped, but then suddenly in the teenies, people wanted to see Twisted Sister again because of nostalgia, and the kids of the people that originally liked it now want to see them as well. That, I feel like they're going through that phase. Metalcore's going through that dip phase, and then suddenly it will go boom right back up again. And I feel like it's on the rise again. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. I mean, this album came out in 2006. Like, I mean, I was 12 at that time, like super young, and that was like my introduction into metal. And here I am, like literally like almost 27 in the next few days, like 27 years later. 27 years later? Math? 15 years later. I was reborn. Like 15 years later, like still considering it like one of the best musical experiences I've ever had. So yeah, kind of crazy. What are you saying, Greg?
Yeah. Yeah. I never had much of a history with Killswitch. Like, I've listened to bits and pieces of them, but this is my first like full-on in-depth listen, and I fucking loved it. I agree with everything that's been said. Like, the songwriting, the musicianship, the instruments, the singing, fucking structure, everything is amazing, and I can absolutely see why it's so influential. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I've only listened to it one time through, but it's pretty like 9/10 out of 10 already. Like, I can absolutely see why they're so massive. So I guess I'm going to average that out. I'm going to be a 9.5, I guess, because it's fucking sick, and I'm going to be
Fuck
listening to it a lot.
you.
No, by 9.
I'm gonna do 9.6.
No, I'm going to do 9.65.
I'm gonna do 9.659. Anyway,
Recurring infinitely.
Maybe like later down the line, when because obviously this episode we're only like a tenth of the way there, or whatever we were saying at the beginning.
we're only a quarter of the way there, man.
250th episode.
Like we should have like a Chub Gold standard or like a gold stamp where it's just like Chub approved like album or something.
Yeah,
like,
Zach's already noting all of the ratings and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Not ratings. I'm writing down all the bands we've talked about.
We talked about.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've been meaning to do the ratings, but that means going through all of them. But I do want to do that because I really want to do like a bar graph or something. Maybe not a bar graph, something like that.
Just like
some kind of
spread,
chart.
a little spread.
Some spreadsheet.
We definitely need some stats. And,
yeah, I really want some stats. But I don't know how to use Excel.
Yeah, I mean, because you could definitely like divide it by the genres that those bands that are in, and then like the average of the type of genres, and then everything like that. Yeah,
That's what I did. I wrote down which genres everyone picked just to see who's the most dynamic, and it was Greg, and I was the least dynamic. I picked like 4 metal bands. I don't know. It's the whole thing, but yeah.
I'll. But yeah, Zach. Yeah, go.
I was just going to move on to the next sec. Do we have any comments or anything?
I don't think we do.
Do we have any comments?
I was going to say we've been a bit lazy with sharing the podcast around recently. We need to get back on this.
That's true. Yeah, I haven't really been doing much.
I've been lazy too.
Ages.
Did I already say my? Did
you do your rating, Ben? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we feel like we might skip Ben's final comment.
Oh, Ben.
Oh,
fly in.
All I was gonna say was I think I already mentioned it, but yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 album for me, absolutely. 20 out of 20, 100 out of 100.
Best game.
I love it.
Saying is you hate it.
What you
It's already been said today. Yes.
You don't like metal. It's one of the best albums I've ever listened to. Probably one of my favorite metal albums, or maybe one of my favorite albums of all time. Dare I say? Even more than Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts.
To say that you find this album better than Idol's Ultra Mono?
Oh, that is a good album, though. Everything's already been said. I don't really need to rehash anything else. I've had some good memories. I'll keep listening to this band for as long until they get really shit, which I hope they don't. Well, then the most recent album that came out.
There's a shit phase, Ben. It's coming.
Well, yeah,
they've already been through that.
They've already been through their shit phase, actually, which is great. I think their shit phase was the album after this, the self-titled, which is a shame, which had Howard in it. But they went like a lot more. They lent more towards like the just less metalcore, more just metal. With like songs like Starting Over and stuff like that, and it kind of sucked.
I feel like if you have a self-titled album that far into their career, that's a red flag.
A lot of bands do
not have any like new material.
Yeah, I feel like a lot.
They're not inspired. I guess that's.
Yeah. It's weird because this was their fifth album. Their fifth album was the self-titled, and it kind of sucked. Interpol, one of my other favorite bands, their fourth album was the self-titled album, and that's one of their worst. And I'm just like, what's going on with all the self-titles? What's happening?
It's a red flag, man. It means they're uninspired.
Avenged's fifth album was the self-titled, and it was pretty good. So
no, not always.
Pretty good though. Not amazing. 10 out of 10.
Not amazing.
It was kind of the start of the end, actually, with Avenged, in my opinion. So maybe that was
them. It's them as a band. Subtitles are cursed.
Having said that, Ailstorm's self-titled song "Ailstorm" is one of their best songs. So
That's a fucking great song.
It
The same
is.
thing with Black Sabbath as well.
Should we?
True.
Yeah, there was no comment, so should we just reveal?
shall we reveal
Yeah.
the next 2 episodes? If you're a long-time viewer, listener, Tim, then you'll know this.
Your boy Andy B, if you're still there, send us a sign of life.
We've kind of gone to a thing which I'm really enjoying, where we do two episodes in a row where it's like a gimmick, and then 2 episodes in a row where it's actually shit we want to listen to. So, and we're going back to the genre wheel next episode. We've already spun it because we had to figure out what we're picking for the next episode, and we spun metal.
Metal.
Just for a bit of variety.
Yeah, just to keep it different. Greg and Kyle had to pick a metal album, and Ben and Zach, me, had to pick a metal single, which I argue is harder. Go on, Zach, pick a metal song. One metal song.
It's easy, man. There's so many. Pick one.
Oh.
I'm not going to judge you that much.
Albums
over your
first.
one choice.
Okay, go on. Boys. Greg.
Okay, well, so this was quite difficult because I was like, it's the genre that I know the most about. So I was like, what is metal to me? What's like the most exemplary example of a fucking metal album that I can come up with? And I realized heaviness, metalness means different things to different people. So I was like, what is heavy to me? What's the type of heavy metal that I fucking love? And I decided to go with one of my all-time favorite bands, one of my all-time favorite albums, and I hope it generates some discussion. I hope it's enjoyable for all. But no, Kyle's listened to them, as with many of my choices, but I'm not sure about you guys.
No.
This is Periphery's first album, self-titled, Periphery number 1.
Self-titled. That must mean they were on it.
Yeah, it was fun because it was their first album.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
it's
totally
a
normal.
couple of albums in
Yeah,
when it's a red flag.
yeah. So Periphery's first album, Periphery. Let's fucking go. I hope you like
I
it.
love that shit.
Cool. I've never listened to it, but I did enjoy Protest the Hero.
Yeah, we'll see. They're
So-
similar sort of thing. Yeah.
Similar but different.
Yeah.
I love their newer stuff. I've only ever listened to like Marigold and like some of the stuff from the third album, so I'm actually interested to see what their early stuff was like.
I think me, Greg, and Josh, who are the biggest Periphery fans I personally
world.
know, all think that it's their best album. The first one.
Oh, nice.
Though recently, I do really enjoy their second album as well. It's really good.
Kyle, what are you
Periphery
saying?
2.
Don't bother with the special edition because it's just a bunch of instrumentals. Just go with the normal version.
Yeah.
Thank you for the heads up.
So I made my decision. I didn't think about it nearly as intensely as it seems you guys have. I just literally made my snap decision today on the spur of the moment because I was listening to them and I was like, I remember Ben saying he never really got this band. And then I remembered, and then I felt to myself, like, I don't think Zach or Greg have ever given these guys the listen that they probably should have. Because they're like heavy metal royalty. They're so fucking good.
Oh no!
Like-
Wait. Can you give us a hint?
Can I give you a hint?
Yeah.
They're very Texan.
Oh no! We're not listening to Pantera.
We're listening to
are we?
Pantera.
Let's go, dude! I fucking love Pantera.
I think they're overrated, so I'm very thoroughly excited
It's
to
gonna be
everybody
change
likes
that
War.
opinion.
Walk's a great song.
They
You're not
only
listening to
wrote
the album
one
with
song,
War
right?
on.
Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah, we're listening to Cowboys from Hell.
I do think they're overrated, but I am willing to change that opinion.
I'm open.
So-
Yeah, I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded.
Dude, Pantera.
That's amazing.
Mate, Dimebag
They are the
Darrell
band.
died on my birthday. That's my claim to
Well, I
fame.
blame you. I think that, I mean, loads of people say that if they were still around today, it would be the big five, and they would be in the big 4, 5. That's
I
That's
wouldn't
what
really
people
consider
say.
Pantera to be thrash. They're more like They're
Well, I
more
mean,
like
you hit, their first two albums were glam, weren't they?
yeah, they were glam albums.
So you got Dimebag with the hair.
I mean, it's funny because Cowboys from Hell is considered by most people to be Pantera's first album.
Right.
Because the glam albums aren't even on Spotify. It's like Pantera just wishes people forgot that they existed, kind of. Yeah, they did have two albums before that, and they're glam ones. Before Dimebag Darrell was Dimebag Darrell, he was Diamond Darrell.
Crazy.
Oh, that's so good. Zachy Smix approves. What's the album called?
Cowboys from Hell.
Cool.
All right.
It does not have Walk On. Walk is on the next album, Vulgar Display of Power, which many consider to be their best album. But I'm going to be honest, I think Cowboys from Hell is slappers all the way through. So we'll have to see.
Spoilers. Oh my god, spoilers.
Nice.
It's got Cemetery Gates on it, though. It's a good song.
Very good song.
Ben, do you want to go?
No. You first.
All right, well, we got singles. I took so long to think of this. I have a couple of songs I originally wanted. There's a song by Reckless Love called I Love Heavy Metal.
Oh, yeah.
But it fucking sucks. It's so bad. It's literally like them listing metal bands and saying that they love them. It's so, but it's so like, the chorus is I love heavy metal, can't get enough today I die. It's so like bad. It's bad, and I want there's better Reckless Love songs, so I don't want the first. And as you guys know, I love Reckless Love, so I don't want their first time on the podcast to be that song. And then I thought Death to Orbit Metal. Come on, but we've recently had Panther, so I went but then I was like, okay. What's the band everyone thinks of when they think metal?
Yeah. Metallica.
Yeah.
Slayer?
Metallica. I'm going, but nothing classic. I'm going to go with something from their newest album, and I'm going to go Spit Out the Bone. Which I think is one of the best Metallica songs ever written. It literally has everything.
God.
It has catchy chorus. It has a bass solo. It has a breakdown. It has fucking amazing riffs that come full circle. The first riff ends, and the last riff are the same thing. It comes full circle. Guitar solos, it's metal perfection.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's a very good song.
Spit out the bone.
Probably the best song we've done in years.
I remember when I think it was the first time you heard it, Ben. We were driving to that castle.
We were driving. Yeah,
we were blasting it, driving down through those little villages, just blasting Metallica. We were just like,
dude, my fucking genuinely. I remember like so well because I swear it wasn't Willow like in the back. Like I swear it was like on the way to the Renaissance.
Yeah, she was.
Because I remember we played the it was the soundtrack to that game, Cuphead soundtrack as well, which was slap.
Very different vibes.
My fucking neck hurt so much, but it was so worth it.
So
all right, what's your song then?
Pick?
My pick is okay. So, like Greg, I was thinking to me, what's like one of the like most metally songs that I've ever heard, and like I've liked metal for quite a while. I think I remember like being a fan of this band for quite some time, but never really like delving into like a lot of their stuff. And I remember like either someone put it on or someone just suggested it or both. And when I heard it for the first time, like I was like, is this like one of the pinnacles of metal for me? I think it is, and I hold it so dear to my heart. And it is indeed Slayer War Ensemble.
That is war! Total war!
I think I could get some snippets out of the next episode for my next fucking
Metallica and Slayer?
Oh yeah, you're doing the big four, aren't you?
Not that I'm going to, because I'm going to be lazy, but yeah. You know, can I just say, this might make you boys feel old. You know, Hardwired to Self-Destruct is 5 years old.
Yeah, it's
What?
pretty nuts.
What, did it come out?
2016.
2016. Ooh.
Andy?
That's like their latest album, and it's 5 years old.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
Yeah,
that's
trips me
mad.
out. It's like Gojira's last album before this one was 5 years ago as well. Magma.
Well,
5
Magma
years
was
ago.
Jesus. I remember when that fucking first came out, and Fish was like, "Listen to this." Fuck.
The
That's
years just speeding by.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this
Ed
year
Sheeran,
does the
you
same
know,
so we can get-
I'm getting this new car on Monday.
Yeah.
I've realized that for me right now, nothing is past Monday. Like Monday is my future right now. And so my calendar stops on Monday. I'll get my car and then I'll go look forward. And that actually today made me realize why this pandemic's been so fucking bizarre. It's because there's nothing to look forward to, obviously, but like it just really stood out today when I was like, I'm getting this new car on Monday and I'm not looking forward to anything else in the future apart from Monday.
Yeah.
And it just made me realize why the pandemic's been so shit. Like
If something is happening in the near future you can focus on.
Yeah.
I felt like this because, like, you know, before we had so much going on that it felt like we were doing something weekend to weekend. So like by the time like a month rolled round, you were already going to that gig that felt so far away, but it already came around. You're like, oh, sick! It's this weekend. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
But now there's like, not a lot of that. So, but it's coming back. Coming back.
Our next
back.
gig is
Crazy.
in like fucking like November or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But still, man, like at least we can fucking go to the pub now.
Yeah, we're going to Cornwall next month.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Right.
baby.
Wrapping
Cornwall
up.
Blog 2.
Oh, absolutely. I'm vlogging Ben's birthday this Saturday. So
That's good.
anyway, so those are the albums. Periphery by Periphery. You got Cowboys from Hell by Cowboys from Hell. No, by Pantera. You got Spit Out the Bone by Metallica, and you got War Ensemble by Slayer. I mean, that's a fucking good mixture, isn't it? So yeah, give those a listen and write down your review in the comment section below, or use the hashtag CHUBview at Gmail. No, on our socials. Use the hashtag CHUBview, or send your reviews at chubtheband@gmail.com. And we will read them out next episode if we do have any. If you're not feeling any of those albums, fucking go back and listen to an album we've reviewed in the past, because we're fucking desperate. So
Please engage with us.
if you want to
Send us a
review
fact
Light the
if you're an old
Torch,
fuck.
yeah, if you want to review Light the Torch, I think that was our first episode. Go for it. Yeah, it was Glory Hammer Light the Torch. So yeah, go for it. Go for it. So anyway, if this podcast gave you a chub,
You can subscribe.
Album.